Hello class, this is Dr. Mike with a few minutes of Linux for you. So this week we're looking at finding files, and probably the easiest thing to look at using is the locate command. So locate checks a database of indexed files, so it's very fast. However, if the file is new, it has not been indexed yet, it will not be found. In this case, I'm looking for hostname. You see, I can found. Locate has found bin hostname, etc hostname, and so on. Let's create a file here in our current directory, which is home sysadmin. So touch hostname. There's a file is created. Again, you can see it has not found it. So if the files are very recent, they may not have been indexed by the update DB engine yet. Now, if you have root access, you can manually update the database. So the command is actually update DB. I'm not root. I'm actually sysadmin though, which is ironic. Sysadmin user, but I am not a root user. So if I try to run that, I can't open that temp file, which means I need root access. So switch user to root. MATLAB123. Now if I update DB, it runs really quick. Let's exit back out to our previous shell session. See, now I'm back at sysadmin. And now you can see it found hostname sysadmin. Locate has very simple search parameters. Usually it's just file name. Look at the man page for locate for any extra things you can do, but it's very limited. So it's very easy, very fast, but it requires that the file name has been indexed. And if you need more power in finding a file, then the find command is what you want. So find has many aspects to it. So it is a live search, so it will search the actual live disk. It'll search everywhere, even try places you're not allowed into. So you'll get a lot of feedback, a lot of errors sometimes, which usually has to do with permissions, and you'll see this during the lab. But also has a lot of really great ways to find files by last time they were modified, by certain user IDs, empty files, files that are directories, case-sensitive, insensitive search. So in case I have host name, here I created two files, hostname and hostname, and I want to search, and I'm not sure if the person is created with uppercase or lowercase. You can do insensitive search. So in this case, let's do find a local directory. It's name, insensitive case name. Of course, you can see I found them both. Just do dash name, and all you find is the one that matches. So the find command itself, you'll see in the lab, is find where you want to search at. In this case, I'm doing my current directory. I'm going to by file name, or in this case, insensitive case file name. In this case, it found both, uppercase H. So if you do a system-wide search, it could take a while, especially very large systems. So keep that in mind. Whereas the locate is very quick as it checks the database. It might be best to try that first. You have less error feedback, and you'll at least have a really quick return. And then we move to a find command. So if I do, let's clear up the screen here. I do a find in starting from root by name, host name. You can see all these find errors. Now, these aren't specifically errors with the find command. It's that find tries its best to look everywhere. I told to look starting in the root directory, and utilize permission denied. So since find runs as sysadmin, it tries to poke into areas it's not allowed, and it's the Linux kernel's coming back and say, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to view this directory. Permission denied. So you get a lot of noise in this case, but there are some positive results. Here's our host name. Here's our host name we created here, as well as some other ones buried in this stack of errors. Here we go, etc and bin and proc and so on. So a good way to suppress these errors, and you'll see this in the lab, is to redirect our error output. And it's very common to go ahead and redirect error output out to dev null. There you go. So what do we just do here? While this is running, the redirect. This redirect says take anything that is of a category 2 output. Category 1 is this right here. This is our standard output. This is normal output we'd expect to see. 2 is basically error output. Errors that are generated from the command itself that was ran. In this case, the permission denied errors. We say take those permission denied errors and send those to the dev null. So dev is our device directory. Null is basically the bit bucket. So send those to dev null. We send things here we don't care about because they never come back. And so you can see now we have a nice clean feedback. There's no permission denied errors. We did actually a live search there. We can do it again. In this case, let's just do iname. And now we included our insensitive host name here with uppercase H. So case insensitive search. So find has many options. The lab will explore some of these when things have been modified. Let's actually do this. Right here. Let's do find in our local directory. And with a modified time past 1 day. And of course, we get these two files that are modified. So that's one example of modified time in the past 1 day, and I can expand that to -2, 3 days, -4, and so on. File sizes. There's the dash size. Anything larger than 1 megabyte. It's none because there's only our 2 files here, and they're actually empty files. And so yes, one of our ones is you can search for empty files. So find has a lot of really great ability. Again, the man page for find. No, at least on this system, or the help file. So find very powerful. Takes a little longer to run, and you need to deal with error outputs. Locate very quick. Works off of an index database. Very fast, but not very powerful in the options you have. And one last thing to help you out here with finding files is files or in this case binaries, we use all the time. So example, ls, right? We know ls command, but which ls do we use? If you're curious, it's the which command, ls, and it says we are using bin ls. And actually there's an alias tied to ls too. It's doing color auto. So you also get any aliases tied to it. Alias is just really a shortcut for a larger command. That's what we want back here. So we do copy. Which copy do we use? We use bin's copy, bin cp. So it's a great way to get an idea about where these commands you run, where they lie at. And usually they're going to be in bin or user bin directory. So the last part of this chapter within this module, of course, you'll look at different directories, user local bin. We explored Etsy already. There, of course, is the home directory where our user accounts are at. It's good to really know what these directories are and what they're for. It helps you when you want to do a find command. Instead of doing a system-wide find, because you're not sure where it might be, looking for a user's files, you might want to point it to the home directory. So that's one example of why it's good to understand this. And again, I think this week's lecture part, textbook, will go over the important directories of Linux. So again, locate, very fast, works off a database, but very limited in its searchability. And also, if the files are brand new, it might not have shown up yet in the index database. Find, very powerful, very flexible, but runs on a live system, but can take a long time. And you also have to deal with error output sometimes, which is very easy to do, though. Which command tells you which copy you're using based on your current shell, or which ls. And of course, be familiar with the different directories of the system, home, temp, Etsy, user, and so on. This is going to be helpful understanding where the files are at and help you maybe reduce your search time. And I hope that was helpful. Have a good day.